So our plan today is to start getting iron, which shouldn't be terribly difficult. We just need 4 pieces of light gray dye, which we can get by mass crafting with black, white, and more light gray to get 4 of them. Or if we have a tree, we can always just get the flowers we need themselves. I believe to get light gray dye on its own, the easiest way is just to get smooth stone, which I was already making some before at some point. That perfectly works. We should be able to get black dye because we need charcoal, which we can get by just smelting stuff, which shouldn't be too terribly difficult, seeing as we have a bunch of wood to work with. Oops, that's not what I'm trying to do. Get out of here. Now we have a bunch of black dye. I want to click here. And we have some light gray dye. Beautiful. I wonder if I can use that the same way. Get a light gray sapling. Looks like we sure can. If I take, say, 2 whites, I can just make a light gray. Beautiful. Alright, so that gives us not a whole lot, but it gives us a little bit of iron to start out with at least. So we'll work with that. The second thing that I want to do is going to be to make a bigger platform. So we're going to make one specifically for all of the trees, because we're going to need a lot of different dyes and a lot of different woods, so we might as well make one now. I'm thinking a little area where I can have like 4 to 6 different trees growing at once. That way there we just have a little bit easier time gathering all of that up. Since we have all this cobblestone, we might as well use some of it to make what we need. I think we're just going to put it over here. We're going to make a little platform. Going to be relatively long. Could be like 4 rows, maybe 5 rows. Just enough that we'll be able to easily, you know, mine and, or easily farm any trees that we would need. Because only having 2 spots is getting to be a little bit troublesome. Got the platform made. You can kind of say it's going to be laid out. That's why we can have, you know, 5 different rows of trees going at a single time. And if they intermingle, or we have, you know, white and gray on one line, whatever we need to do at the time, you know, it'll be much easier for us to maintain and to gather than it is going to be with these 2 little pieces here. These white slabs are just placeholders. I don't have enough wood for it. I did use some of our iron to make some shears because they are unbreakable, and that speeds up the process substantially. With that though, I've been able to gather up a little bit more iron. So we're here at gonna be 9 iron ingots, and we can start on our next project. I want to be able to make a Stirling generator to start getting a little bit of early game power. To do that, we are going to need to make an extra little platform that has just grass on it, so that way there we're able to, you know, bone meal it and get different flowers that we need. So we're gonna do that real quick. I'm planning on putting that somewhere. I think I might put it right here, just because we can. And that does involve me gathering, yet again, even more dirt and leaves. So I'm gonna go do that, and then we'll be back. Okay, so we got the little platform made. Just need to make, the grass seeds, which shouldn't be super complicated. Here we go. Slap that on there, and bam! Now I got a grass block. Because I'm super impatient, we're gonna do this and let it do its thing. I have so many silkworms, I'm just gonna gone forever. Don't need them. That's already starting to spread. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna let this go for a minute, and I'll be back shortly. Can't help but notice we haven't got any flowers. Well, I got beetroot seeds, which is one way to get the dye that I wanted, which I wanted to get red dye. So I guess that works. May not have been the way I wanted it to, but it works. We're gonna just break these because I need to have water over by here. Let's make a hoe really quick. Put on some beetroot seeds and bone meal. Bam. Now we have the color red. Look at us go. And we can turn beetroots into red dye. Which then I should be able to take any color sapling, No, I think it's the other way around, isn't it? It's 2 saplings. And then they die. Yeah. Okay, let's go plant these and gather some more. Gathered up some redwood apples and saplings to die. Now I want to be able to make some redstone. One of the things I want to do is make a Stirling generator to start getting early game power. So we're going to need some stone bricks, furnace, piston, and 2 stone compound gears, all of which are incredibly simple to make. So we might even just have basically everything on us that we need. So bump, 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 bump. 2 of these. I guess I don't have planks on me, so we leave it's planks. Cobblestone, redstone on the outside end. Yeah, there we go. Then stone bricks. Stone bricks is the only thing I don't know if we... You know, we do. So we just need the furnace. Easy peasy. Put the furnace in. Stone brick. Piston, and pop, pop, pop. Alright. I don't know yet where we're actually going to put this. I'm going to put it on the backside here, because I frankly don't have a better place to put it at the moment. Okay, so the final thing I want to do is just take a little bit of time here and try to finish out the chromatic age, because we are missing still a handful of different colors, and I want to try to gather this up as best we can. Like, I know we have blue, we just unlocked red and light gray, so we have some more to work towards here. So yellow should actually be relatively simple. I already have wheat over here growing. Let me grab some bone meal. Okay, and that's yellow done. Now we have some yellow dye, and there's yellow. Okay, we have green, we have white, we have gray, we have brown, blue, black, we have orange, we have yellow, we figured out red, and light gray. I'm just making a list here. So we just need cyan. Okay, actually we do have light blue because that's just getting clay, which we've 100% already done. Some of it we won't be able to do actually, because we're gonna need to get copper. So we're gonna switch gears here. Instead of that, we're gonna actually just focus on the actual age. So throw dye into water to change its colors. That shouldn't be too complicated to do. You know, if I thought about that for another second or two, I would have realized how silly that was. Okay, but now I have wooden green water bucket. Not sure exactly what I do with that. Use colored dyed water to convert sand into a dye block. Okay. So let me get some sand real quick. We're gonna make a little... Okay, that makes sense to me. I accidentally broke our task table. Not quite what I was trying to do. We'll put it on the obsidian, because why not? Makes it look more official. And throw a color sapling in the fire or lava to change its color. I don't... I guess I have lava up here. Okay, that gives us an orange sapling. Pretty cool. So that's that one, and then use dripstone to convert a block of sand into a dye block. I have an idea of how this works. I need to double check to make sure that's how it actually does. So let's get dripstone. How do we make that? Is that possible for us to do right now? No. So we need a dripstone block. Oh, actually, no, I would need gray and brown dye, a block of each, which is absolutely something that I'm able to do. And then I need a stone cutter, which is 3 smooth, well, not smooth, but 3 stone.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
What the what was that? That's a...
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
It's a freaking stone cutter. I thought I had like a tab open on my freaking browser. Hi. We're gonna have to put that last task on hold, unfortunately. I have been... Okay, well, now that I've complained about it, this was okay. Okay, then we just toss the sand in, and boom. We get 9 light gray dye, which is awesome to see. We'll do something with this a little bit better than just having it here. This is kind of a terrible spot. It was just the first spot that I could think to put it. I'll make a proper platform over here, because I want to have this for a handful of different colored dyes. And all this is a little bit of dyed water. I have it flowing because for whatever reason that is much faster. then a piece of dripstone, and it's just going straight into a light gray barrel. It does take quite a while for that to work. Took long enough that I actually thought it wasn't working. But that is all the time that I have for today's episode. We made good progress. We finished out the chromatic age. We were able to make the Stirling generator to start into our first little bit of power generation. And we were able to get a few new saplings, the new colors unlocked. All in all, I consider that a win. So in the next episode, we will likely begin really breaking out the Stirling generator, seeing what we can do with it, as well as take a little bit of time and set up a little bit of automation for some of these colored dye waters. Because if we're able to start emitting especially light gray dye, we're going to need a lot of iron in the future. It'll help us out tremendously. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!